Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start our video with a story about a marriage that took a shocking turn right after the honeymoon, where the perfect partner and sweet mother-in-law suddenly revealed their true colors. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like if you enjoy the content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a juicy story. The reason why I want a divorce. My wife used to act very different around me the 3 years we were together before getting married. She was kind, regularly scolded her mother if she did anything bad, didn't expect me to help her mother with anything either. She acted like she was perfect around me. Her mother was also a lot kinder and more apologetic toward me before I married her daughter. She was, believe it or not, kinda a sweet lady. Apart from her being a hoarder, I used to be very sympathetic towards her, and I hoped she'd get better, but things only got worse after saying my vows. As soon as we were back from the honeymoon, my wife and mother-in-law were very different. Things became very their way or the highway, and I was treated like the bad guy by her and her mother for even having a different opinion on something. They regularly ganged up on me when they wanted to make me wrong about things. Wifey became a total brat and was acting like a rebellious teenager at home. Our bedroom life became pretty dead too. I have a bit of a low drive, so it didn't bother me too much, but she rarely initiated unless she had something to be happy about. Wifey remained her other self outside in front of people. She just took her mask off at home once she trapped me in this marriage. I've already explained the smug, bratty attitude she had towards me when she used our shared bank account to pay her mother's bail and reimburse the pawn shop, and then acted like that money would be out of my half of the account. Or about her smug attitude when admitting she'd been planning to have her mother come live with us without even asking if I thought it was okay. I can't take it anymore. She's made unilateral decisions on so much these past few years. Even giving mother-in-law a spare house key was all her. And that's what got my collection coins stolen. And before mother-in-law stole my collection, I just shut up and took the abuse from them like the good little boy they wanted me to be. Why? Because I thought I was in love. I was deep in a marriage fog, but then friends of mine pulled me out. It feels like I'm married to a spoiled teenager that wants to tell me to talk to the hand if I even want to have a frank discussion about anything unless we're in public. I get that this behavior has been deeply ingrained into her by her mother, but she refused any sort of counseling. If she'd agreed to the counseling and believed the counselor would have agreed with her, I'd know she needed help. But the way she acts tells me she knows exactly what she's doing and doesn't care. I didn't even want the house we're living in, but wifey made it her hill to die on. I wanted to save so we could actually buy a house in a few years instead, but she wanted to keep up with the Joneses. And distance from her mother wasn't a factor. Our old apartment was actually closer to mother-in-law. Wifey just really wanted the house and practically said it was happening whether I liked it or not. Sure, the extra space was nice, but I had to buy most of the new furniture. I'm miserable here. That's why I got so hot-blooded. All I want is out of this house and out of this marriage. I'm regretful that I had my wife served at her job. That went too far. But that's one of the few things I regret in this situation. Wifey is still giving me the silent treatment, and we've been acting completely indifferent towards each other. I'd be completely fine if it stays this way till I can move out. Sounds like your wife wanted to secure a wallet instead of a healthy marriage with you. People need to keep their parents out of their marriages. You'll overcome this. You'll be stronger as well. And our second story. Chaos on No Children Night. Lucy has this fun little story for us. She used to be a waitress at a restaurant in an army town in order to pay for college. This restaurant, as I said, was higher end. It was rare for kids to eat there to begin with. However, on the 14th of every month, there's a No Children Night. You have to show your ID to prove you're over 18. These nights are also a bit fancier than usual. There's a dress code, coat check, 5-course menus, more expensive ingredients, the works. You also need a reservation and pay in advance to have dinner there on No Children Night. These nights are so popular that reservations are made at least a month in advance. As you can probably guess, the patrons love it. Well, most of them anyway. Lucy normally worked summers, but when it was the holidays, she'd work there for some extra cash. She was back in town around Valentine's Day, February 14th, her junior year of college, when the owner, John, called and asked her if she was willing to work the night as they were short-staffed. He even promised her a free meal of her choice. Lucy agreed, knowing she was going to expect a good night and tips alone. Valentine's Day is the most popular no-children night for pretty obvious reasons. Lucy saw more than one woman wearing a fur coat, wearing expensive jewelry. There were even a few officers in dress uniform. The night was swinging, and then things went to hell in a handbasket. Lucy was carrying a tray of food to a table when all of a sudden she's body slammed by someone. She lost her balance and fell, sending food and plates everywhere. Fortunately, she was more surprised than anything else. There, running around the restaurant like it was on fire, were 3 kids ranging in ages from 10 to 2. They're darting under tables, pushing other patrons, screaming, shouting, laughing, just being obnoxious. John rushes over to Lucy. "Are you okay?" he asked, helping her to her feet. "Yeah, I'm fine," Lucy said. "Thanks." At this point, a couple of patrons and the other servers are catching the little hooligans. Another server arrives with a dustpan and broom and takes control of the mess. John rounds up the kids, drags them back to the front, and Lucy sees that entitled father and his wife Karen are there. "What are your children doing here?" John asked, his voice full of barely contained rage. "The sitter canceled last minute," entitled father said. "It's no children's night. I would have given you a refund if you'd told me," John shouted. "Your brat's knocked over a waitress. It's a wonder she wasn't hurt." "Don't you dare call my children that," Karen said, wagging a bejeweled finger at John. "We pay good money to keep your lights on. You will see all 5 of us, and don't expect a tip." "No," John said. "You're going to take your children home, and your family are not coming back, ever. Don't expect a refund either. Your money will be used to pay for all the food and plates your brats ruined." The entitled family left, and Lucy assumed that was the end of that. But the night was not over. In the back of the restaurant, by the restrooms, there's a door that leads to the back parking lot. It's left unlocked during business hours and is equipped with an ear-splitting alarm as it's a fire exit. Unfortunately, it was just a regular door, not one that can only be accessed by the inside. Sometime later, Lucy is introducing herself to some patrons when there's a loud, ear-splitting siren. Lights above the fire alarms flash, everyone leaves thinking the kitchen's on fire or something. Because the alarm's connected to the fire department, they arrive with lights and sirens blaring. They arrive and check the building, and there's no signs of a fire anywhere. The fire department disengaged the alarm, and everyone returns to dinner. Lucy assumes it's a faulty alarm or someone accidentally opened the fire door and doesn't think more about it until after the night's over. She's enjoying a dish the chef prepared for her when John slumps in the chair across from her, looking defeated. "What's wrong?" she asked. He proceeds to tell her. After the firefights confirmed that there was no fire, John, like Lucy, assumed the alarm was either faulty or someone accidentally opened the fire door. He checked the indoor security camera aimed at the door, only to see it be opened from the outside. Suspicious, he checked the outdoor camera. Clear as day, there's the 10-year-old entitled outside, pulling the door open before running off. As it's now a crime, John sends the footage to the police, and they pay a visit to the entitled family. At first, they tried to deny anything, but when the officer said that John was intending to press charges, the 10-year-old revealed Dick and Karen had paid him $100 each to open the door and set off the alarm. Because of his age, the 10-year-old wasn't charged. However, CPS paid the family a lovely visit, and the entitled family settled out of court before John could sue the pants off them. They had to pay for a brand new fire door, one that couldn't open on the outside, as well as a brand new alarm system, and John made sure to pick the best grade, i.e. most expensive, on the market. From then on, the hostess would wait outside the restaurant to make sure that no children could get in. Sure, the owner got compensated, but what about the restaurant full of diners that had to leave their paid-for meal? They should get together and sue the entitles also. And our last story. Rich neighbors called me at work to buy me out. So after many years of hard work and dreaming, just about 2 years ago, I bought a home I love in a great location with 3 acres at what I thought was a steal price. It's my dream home, and I was very lucky to give my immediate offer to beat out other buyers. It's only a 1,500 square foot ranch home, but that's really all my family wants or needs. It's the property and location we love, as in my state it was very hard to find the privacy and land at the price I got it. I'm a 1-minute drive to an absolutely charming town, and I can walk to a 500-acre nature preserve on my street. Most of the homes nearby are well above the price I spent. Well, fast forward to this Monday at 9 a.m., and I got a call from a Sotheby's agent at my workplace on behalf of her client. She didn't say who they were. I have new neighbors who purchased a $3 million estate next door just a few months ago. They immediately hired a design firm and started changing their house. Obviously, they have money to burn. Luckily, most of their property is preserved land, and I can't actually see their house. My property borders their driveway and preserved land. Well, the agent said her client wants to buy my house. Now, I know rich people do this, but I was kind of turned off by them calling my workplace. We've never met, and they had to look me up. In my opinion, that's not appropriate. I told the agent I'm happy in my house. The agent told me that she was going to send me a letter. Anyway, just thought I'd vent and see what the best way is to handle such a situation. Even if they gave me the market value of my home, I'll not be able to replicate it in this location, since houses at the price I got with the amount of land are non-existent. I waited many years to find this. Update. Sure enough, a postcard from Sotheby's arrived in the mail 2 days later with a handwritten note from the realtor. Agent wanted me to know that she was not just making an unsolicited offer, but that her client was very motivated to purchase my house. There was no offer with her postcard. She just said, "Let us know if you change your mind about selling." So I sent them an offer they could definitely refuse. My house is worth $500K. I was asking $5 million. If they have money to throw away, I might as well see how much. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.